awake? Hey. Come here. Mm-hmm. Why? Are you even able to sleep at all? Okay. I'm sorry. I just woke up now. Oh, it was just a really weird dream. I just need a reset. Are you, like, anxious for tomorrow? Hmm. Hey. It's gonna be okay. You know it's gonna be okay. I'm just talking to your body. Feels like I could use a reminder. Because you're my outstanding, incredible, amazing person. Mm-hmm. I'm glad it helps. It helps just having you here as well. Instantly. Mm. Oh, thank God. No, I will not until you sleep. I will not. Yes. So what else are you thinking about? Just stuck in your own head, huh? Oh my God, I relate so much. Yeah. Totally. Okay. I'm glad you do. I'm glad you like my voice. I know, waking up from that dream, I was like, I was thinking about Tuesdays with Morrie. Because, I don't know, that book has just really profoundly changed me. I remember when we read it, I think in my first year of high school, my teacher just gave this book to the whole class, and we were being so nice and so kind to each other for 2 weeks when we read it. It's just such an amazing little wonder of a book. Did I ever tell you that it's actually based on true events? Like the author is actually the main character, and he just describes like what happens when his professor is diagnosed with ALS and is going through like the last phases of his life. And it's just so beautiful, and I mean their conversations are so life-changing. So Mitch, who was a student at college, he had this professor, Morrie, and Mitch wanted to become a musician, and he was also very, very good at writing. And Morrie was his sociology professor, and had his classes were just so different. A little bit like Dead Poets Society vibes, you know? And they developed a very close friendship, or mentorship, or whatever. Morrie was kind of, guiding him. And they were talking about his future and life. Yeah, they became very close. And they always met on Tuesdays. And then Mitch graduated, and Morris said he was crying and hugging him and saying, "Come visit your old professor, okay?" And yeah, Morrie always had very close to his feelings and expressing them. That's one beauty of that man. And so life just kept sweeping Mitch away. He got caught up in journalism and just had a brilliant career for a couple of years. And a long time later, when he never forgot about Morrie, but he had grown kind of ashamed of where he was at. He was working so much and becoming so stressed, and had changed his core values from what he and Morrie talked about. So he never went to visit him. And he was really feeling bad about it, but tried to just, forget. And he was like, it's been like 15 years, 20 years since his graduation, and TV on and saw that someone was interviewing Morrie. He got such a shock to see his old professor there, and he was sitting in the wheelchair. So Mitch realized that his teacher was fatally ill, and he felt so bad, and he began to remember everything they had talked about. So he got on a plane and went to visit Morrie. And Morrie realizes that Mitch had changed, but that the young man that Morrie had known was still there somewhere. And they talked about life, and Morrie said Morrie asked him the uncomfortable questions. And he said, like, okay, Mitch, come on. I'm dying. I'm dying very soon. So you might as well tell me everything. And don't you want to know what it's like? And Mitch was like, well, what do you mean? And Morrie answered, to die. Don't you want to know what it's like? Tell you what. You come back, and I'll tell you what it's like. You can be my student again. And Mitch was so shaken by that encounter, because he had tried to, build these walls around him and around his feelings and his heart. And Morrie just cuts through all of that. Morrie has no walls. He's so in touch with his feelings and is living so closely to what he values in life that everyone who meets him gets profoundly changed. And Mitch had known this before, but now when he had gotten caught up in everything, it just hit him so hard. And little by little, he gets so invested in Morrie again. So he starts to work less and just think about what they're talking about and going back. And they start meeting on Tuesdays, just like they did when they were student and professor. And they have like a theme for every Tuesday. So they talk about family. They talk about money. They talk about work. And the culture that's surrounding us right now. The culture we're in right now. They talk about death. talk about life. You talk about greed and feeling sorry for oneself. And so you get to like follow Mitch's journey towards rediscovering who he really is. You get to follow Morrie's journey towards the day that he dies. And that is so beautiful. It's just so beautiful. And along with that, you change as well. So what actually happened was that since Mitch was a journalist, or is a journalist in real life as well, of course, he started to record his conversations with Morrie and asked Morrie if he could write a book about them. So, and Morrie said, good, that'll be a good final examination and a good final paper for this course that you're taking now, which is life. And Morrie says, I'm sorry, but I will not be here to grade it. And eventually, after Morrie had died, Mitch wrote a book in a novel form, like, yeah, and he used his recordings from their conversations to recreate them in a way that was, easily understood by someone reading it. And the result is the book Tuesdays With Morrie that has been a bestseller for many years. And is read all over the world, actually. And eventually it found its way into our little high school class. Yeah. And into my art. I try to read it